one. And good evening, good evening, good evening. And right about now, if you're looking at my face, then you're like me. You got your game face on. I'm Richard the Razor Ewing. He's Matt, none the wiser. And Matt, as you always know, before we start the show, I got to go to the questions.
Get them.
So if you're trying to figure out how to get that serious haircut that just makes you look just ravishing, you're on the wrong podcast. And if you're trying to make sure that you got your toenails nice and fresh, okay, because it's beach weather coming up and you want those toenails looking good, you're on the wrong podcast. However, if you're trying to get insight into Bay Area sports in the San Francisco Bay, you just put your game face on. And if you want insight and intrigue on the information regarding sports on a national level, once again, you got your game face on. I'm Richard the Razor Ewing. He's Matt, none the wiser wise. Matt, what do we got?
Definitely, I got some good-looking feet, but my toenail game is never on point. So definitely not here for toenail advice. But I am, as a Bay Area sports fan, as a sports fan, as someone lives in the area, someone who's watched countless games of all the Bay Area sports teams. Mm-hmm. As a Bay Area sports fan, I could not be happier with what we were seeing put out on the field. And it's been a big week. The Warriors game last night, Steph Curry, I said it. I'll continue to say it. We are watching something really, really, really special, and we need to really appreciate it while it's happening. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but more importantly, Richard, I'm doing it this week. I'm doing it. I'm jumping head first. I'm gonna do what they say. Put your money where your mouth is.
Oh.
And I've said, listen, I told you put money down that the Warriors were going to get into the playoffs or at least the play-in game. Bam. Mm-hmm. What happened? Number 8 seed going up against the Lakers on Wednesday night for the play-in game to see who gets that 7th seed. Wow. So I said that was going to happen. I've already predicted that P. Willie's going to get into the Hall of Fame this year. That was going to happen. I've got a lot of things out there, but I'm telling you, I'm putting money down that the Dubs are going to get it done Wednesday night. They're going to beat the Lakers.
Wow. Okay.
And I think LeBron set it up knowing that there's a good possibility that if Steph's playing the way he has all year, and he mentioned it, Dubs are going to beat the Lakers. So I'm going to go put my money down. I'm going to go do that over on Bet Online. It's the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your sports actions. Bet Online has you covered for all news, scores, and odds. It's the best way to place your bets, and it's free to sign up. Hey, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't know where to go to put my money to bet on the Warriors. I would have no idea. You go online, there's probably thousands. But I trust betonline.ag. So head over to the website, betonline.ag, or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, your sports online book experts.
Well, see, there you go, folks. I mean, Matt is committed. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't have the ability to put money down because, first of all, I don't have a lot of money, and the money I do make, it goes to the bill, man. So I can't do it. Like I said this before. If I made any bets or try to, increase my income by betting, me and my family be sleeping outside. So,
well, when I say betting, I'm not betting the house. No, I may put like $5 on the Dubs to win if it's possible. Right. Just to let them know where my support lies. Not only are they in my heart, but it's coming out of my pocketbook too. Yeah. But not a lot of money because.
Okay. All right.
Not that stupid.
In other words, you're keeping it responsible. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So we have what we have this week. Obviously, like you said, Steph just played a brilliant game last night, and I did want to go ahead and start with the Golden State Warriors simply because, they had a soundbite from LeBron James this week, and it was a pretty phenomenal soundbite in my right. some of the, sports aficionados were saying that it was kind of disingenuous, that he wasn't being real. And I listened to LeBron James, and I don't think he was being disingenuous. I think he really said what he said. I think he meant that he believed this season that Steph should be the MVP. Now, we all pretty much know Nikola Jokic is probably going to get it, okay? But when you look at this and you look at this team in the beginning of the season, okay, we wouldn't be having these conversations in the beginning of the season. There was no conversation about the Warriors competing at a high level. There was no talk about Golden State competing for a playoff spot. None of that was in the conversation. And the reason being is because last season, you got to be honest, the season they put together last night was just trash. And Steph did take a year off. So it kind of made you wonder, all these different things. Then there was the fact that Jordan Poole had got sent down to the G League. So, with all this stuff going swirling on, it just made you wonder. It's like, I don't really see, Golden State being that competitive. Now, everybody's thoughts have changed. It's like now all of a sudden, people are all talking about Steph being the MVP this year. And like I said, he's probably not going to win. But the fact they're talking about it, I think that pretty much says it all. And I tell you something, Jordan Poole just decided after he went down to the G League, he's like, okay, look, you know what? I'm not doing that again. That's just, he's like, look, you know what? Y'all get somebody else. Look, I'm a professional NBA player. That's basically what he was saying. And you've seen it because the way he's been playing. And I'm going to tell you something. I can't stop talking about Wiggins. I can't. This guy, his game has just changed.
And time. It is about time.
Here's something,
Richard.
I heard Ray Ratto say today that he didn't think Wiggins' defense had changed. I disagree. Wiggins has been playing true to form. Okay, he has. He has been the second option. Okay, and that's what we wanted to see. That's why they got him here. We didn't have Clay. So it's like, okay, well, we need a second option. So they brought in Oubre, and Oubre at times played pretty well. Unfortunately, he got injured, okay? But Wiggins hasn't missed a game. Hasn't missed one game. He's been they're marathon man, if you will.
He has. He's been not only that, but he's been what I said he is all year. He's Mr. Consistency. You know exactly what you're going to get from Andrew Wiggins. He's going to be in Andrew Wiggins mode, and he's just going to go. And if he's having a game, he's going to have a game. And if he's not, he's not. But like Mr. Consistent, defense, two-way Wiggs, doing it on both ends of the court. Being that second option. I mean, I get it. Like being at Minnesota, you're a number one pick. You're supposed to be the star. You're supposed to be the number one guy. You're supposed to be the Steph, the LeBron of your team. And that's not Andrew Wiggins. Like that's not, I mean, you just see him. The guy is like, you see the interviews with him. He's just very, very mild and very, mellow and just like about business. And, he's not a number one guy. And that's okay. But he is he's an excellent number two option for the Warriors. He had a great season. I am so happy, Richard, that you finally come around on Andrew Wiggins, because I was getting real tired of a little bit of the disrespect coming out your mouth, man. So, because he's been balling out all season long. It's unfortunate that it took an entire season for you to finally come on here and admit that Andrew Wiggins has been balling.
Yeah, I have to admit it because he has. And, really when it comes down to it, it's because you were talking about, when he's having a good game, he's having a good game, but when he's not, he's not. And lately, I have not seen that. Lately, Wiggins has been playing well. Even when he isn't putting up a lot of points, he's playing defense. He's causing, havoc, for opposing teams. He's doing the things that's helping the team to win. Okay.
The whole team is the culture of the Golden State Warriors right now is a beautiful, beautiful thing. in the sports world. The culture that the Warriors have developed over there and put together, because it's an environment where like we're gonna ball, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do it the right way. We're gonna play defense. We're gonna get into you defensively.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna rebound the ball. I mean, we're gonna do all the little things that we need to do. Not turn over the ball. We know where Steph's gonna be at all times. I mean, it's the culture they have and the guys they have. You getting a guy like Juan Toscano Anderson, JTA,
Mm-hmm.
solid. I mean, and what he's done this year. You got a guy like Damian Lee while he's been out, but what he's done this year. Pascal coming back at the right time. That's going to be exciting. Going into the playoffs right now is they're on a what is it, 6-game winning streak, which
Yeah.
they haven't. I don't think they did more than 3 or 4-game winning streak all year. So a 6-game winning streak at the very end of the year, you beat 2 of the best teams in the league in that 6-game winning streak, and you have a guy that's playing one of the greatest players playing out of his mind right now and going into playoffs. And I like those odds. If you just look at the odds of the 7-8 right now, we're talking about the Warriors Lakers on Wednesday night. I
Mm-hmm.
actually really like that matchup. The Lakers have not played all season cohesively together,
Mm-hmm.
and you're asking them, during playoffs. And don't get me wrong, I think LeBron James can do it. I think he could do. He's one of those
Yeah.
players like Steph, right? Can just turn
Additionally,
it on.
hey, he's the face of the league. So
And I think we hang too much on everything he says, right? Like he says something, and we're all like, okay, LeBron said this. Like, let's analyze that a little bit.
mhm.
Because I want to analyze it this way. Like, he's scared of Steph. Like, this is an excuse. If they lose this game, it's an excuse. Like, LeBron could go, what do you want me to do? We haven't played all year. I've been injured. I'm coming off an ankle. And that guy, that's the MVP in my mind. So if you think about it like that, but
You're saying you're saying that it gives him a backdoor out.
I don't know, man. Like Steph has been kryptonite for that man the whole career, right? He only got.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's like, it's like, and I can feel your intensity on this, because on one end, we want to respect LeBron for who he is, but on the other
love him,
end, but
love him.
on the other end, you say to yourself, it's like, well, Steph kind of he kind of got some type of hold over him. I don't know what it is, but
But think about it, in NBA history, the greatest matchups of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what seed the Chicago Bulls were going into the playoffs in. Did you want to face them?
No.
It didn't matter what, like, the elite player, like, that's always going to be in your mind. It doesn't matter how elite of a player you are. Is like, I'm going to be going up against Steph Curry. I'm going to be going up against Michael Jordan,
mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant,
mm-hmm.
LeBron James.
Right.
Like, that factor right there in the playoffs, huge.
Well, I tell you something. To your point, it made me think about the year that I think Jordan was going for his 5th title. And I remember there was an interview they did with Nick Anderson, who was playing for the Orlando Magic. And the interviewer asked him, they said, okay, you played against Jordan for a little while now. They said, what would you rather have? Would you rather have young Michael or the Michael that's now? Nick staunchly looked at the guy and said, look, you know what? I'd rather have the young Michael. Okay. And they're like, well, what do you mean? No, you don't understand. The young Michael, we knew what he was going to do. He's going to come out, score 50 points, and we still had a chance to beat the Bulls. He said, now he's more calculated about what he does now. He says, we don't even know what we're going to get every now. We don't know if he's going to go scoring, or if he's going to, distribute to the team, or, he's going to be setting up shots. And that's kind of what Steph Curry's doing right now. And you look at the fact that Steph Curry is in his 30s right now. He's 3 times more synced in than I've ever seen him. The 46 points he hit last night was nice. But I'll tell you something. The game before that, I was sitting in my couch, sitting right over there, and I had the game on. And Steph comes down and he hits two crucial threes, right? So I'm thinking, okay, all right, that's, vintage Steph Curry. We know he can do that. But then he comes down afterwards, dude, and he hits two more. The third one he threw up, I said, no, you're not hitting that one. It goes in. Okay. He comes back down again for the fourth tray. And I'm like, okay, dude, come on. I'm like, no, you're not going to hit that shot. Dude, he lets it go. It goes, dude. I took my shirt off and threw it to the floor, dude. I was like, are you kidding me right now? It's like, dude, this guy is just hitting crazy shots. And like you said, we're watching greatness. We are watching greatness. For the ones, the haters, the people that don't want to believe, okay, you taking that unconscious approach and go ahead. But there's people out here with the age-old, proverb. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing.
Yep.
And this man is making you believe, whether you want to or not. He is doing it night in and night out. He doesn't have a full squad.
They've been doing it with 8 men,
With
8-man rotation.
Yeah.
In the NBA, 5 guys play on the court. So that means you got 3 substitutes to get all these tired dudes some wind late in the season. And you're running an 8-man rotation and you're dominating teams.
And it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what would happen if they had a full squad.
Scary.
Yeah. Right now, we gotta let our listeners and people who watch our show know, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, GameFace A1, you will receive an official GameFace t-shirt. It looks just like this, okay?
All you got to do, hit the subscribe button, and in the comment section, drop your info, your email address, something, the size of shirt, and we will get it to you.
And as you can see on the back, it says GameFace, part of the Bleed Talent Network. It has where you can see all our shows, okay? And it's got your boy on the front, of course, with that look, okay, in 2016 after he had already scored 40 points, okay? And
with his game face on.
Yeah, with his game face on, giving that look, letting you know it's on, okay?
We're going to see a lot of that look. We're going to see probably some of that look on Wednesday night. And don't worry, Warrior fans, if they don't get it done on Wednesday night, they still get a chance to go against the 9-10 seeds to try to get into the playoffs in the back door that way. So they got to win one of the next 2 games, basically.
Okay, we talked about the Warriors. Now let's talk about the Niners. Okay, and I know the Niner fans thinking, well, man, you guys, the season's not here yet. It's like, that's right. That's what we do here on GameFace. We cover Bay Area, baby. We don't mess around. So the Niners.
But OTAs are happening for rookies, and there's a cornerback out there for the San Francisco 49ers just putting the clamps down on folks.
I heard about that. I heard they said he was dropping dimes. He said he threw a 45-yarder, okay, to Deebo Samuel, and Samuel caught it, and then Samuel came off the field because he wasn't supposed to be there, supposedly. But Deebo was excited. He said, hey, let's see what you can do, So he went out there and caught one from him. I'm like, okay. But they did sign former Jag wide receiver today, Marquise Lee. Now, he's a USC guy, and he's had a storied career, and it's been short for the most part because he's had some injuries. He's landed in some spots where he didn't have a good quarterback. He had Blake Bortles for a quarterback. He was going to go to the Pats, and he opted out for COVID-19, and he thought he was going to go back to the Pats. He goes back to the Pats. They release him. And when they release him, the Niners go, oh, really? Oh, great. So they pull him in, and they sign him. So now they got another wide receiver. And
hey, put as many as you can in that room. You got 2 studs. You know what you got with them.
Right.
After that, we got no clue. But put a bunch of horses in the stable, and let's see who else comes out of it. So
But it's interesting too. It's Austin Pro, I heard, got waived by the Niners.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him. I think I want to say, I may be wrong. I think it's Ricky Pro's son.
Yeah, not familiar.
You remember Ricky Pro?
No. Are you
Man,
gonna
Ricky
give me? Are
Pro,
you gonna drop some knowledge?
man, Ricky Pro is a beast. Play for the Rams.
I mean, it's a perfect name.
Mhm.
Pro. Like
He was,
looking at the back.
yeah,
Pro.
he was a bit them years when they had the best show on turf.
Oh, fast show on turf. Greatest show on turf. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Ricky Pro. He was one of their receivers.
Oh, Pro. Like,
Yeah, Pro.
okay. Yeah, yeah. OWL.
No, Proehl. It's kind of funny spelling.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. I remember. Okay.
Yeah, but they waived him. So, and I think that may be the reason why they picked up Marquise. And that's another acquisition for them. We won't spend too much time on this because the season ain't here. And, we got to wait a little bit. So, but I gotta say, shout out.
Schedule came out. Schedule came out.
Schedule
Schedule
did
looks
come out.
very, very favorable for the
Yeah, it is very
49ers, at
favorable. Yes,
least for the first 3 games, in my opinion. So that's exciting too.
yes. I got to give a shout out to the Santa Clara Lady Broncos, national champions in soccer.
Yo,
I gotta
back to
say,
greatness.
yeah,
Like,
I couldn't believe
honestly,
that.
I used to go to a ton of games at Santa Clara because they had a great, great soccer program. Great soccer program.
Yeah.
And it's fallen off. But back on top, I saw it, they were in the Final Four. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, they took down powerhouse Florida. Florida's been like the dominant, and all of a sudden Santa Clara was like, yeah, that's the history.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Bay Area sports, we got it going on right now. Like, build on this momentum, especially those collegiate programs, Stanford, Santa Clara, San Jose State. Build on the momentum. Like, Bay Area's banging, Bay Area's popping for sports.
Yeah, Cal Sports is actually not going to be. They picked up a new head coach recently.
Mhm.
I expect them to get better. I will say this much also. Dude, the San Jose Giants are playing well right now. Did you see some of the games they've been playing? They beat the Stockton Ports back to back a couple of days ago.
Well, they got. I looked at the lineup. It looks amazing. Like,
Yeah, they got a
shortstops locked down. That looks exciting for the future of the San Francisco Giants. But the San Francisco Giants doing great. The Oakland A's doing great.
Doing great.
Baseball, yeah, baseball. You got to be loving it as a baseball fan for Bay Area.
I can't. I don't know how to contain all this personally.
Well, here, let me ruin it for you. Then.
Okay, go ahead.
Because there is too much goodness going on. Oakland A's, get it together.
What?
You got a great team on the field. Figure out where you want to spend your future playing baseball. Like, make the stadium happen. Get it done.
Yeah.
Don't leave.
Yeah.
Like, stop with this back and forth. We're gonna leave. We're looking somewhere else. No, we're gonna do right downtown Oakland. We're staying. Everybody else left. Niners are out of the area. The Warriors have left us and abandoned us for San Francisco. We're gonna, the A's are saying we're gonna stay in Oakland. And now the MLB comes out with a statement saying it may be time for the Oakland A's to look for other options for a stadium other than Oakland. And the Raiders left and gone to Vegas like that. And that's the prime spot for a baseball team. Like, Oakland A's, please, ownership. Not GM, not manager, not team. You guys are doing your jobs. Thank you. Owner, come on. Let's get it together, or just leave. Like, that's at this point.
Well, I think the other part of it is that, Libby Schaaf, who was the mayor of Oakland, recently came out and said that they are doing and working diligently to make sure that the A's stay in Oakland. I think a lot of this is just bureaucratic rhetoric, really, at the end of the day, because this has been an ongoing problem now for close to 4.5 years. They talked about this 4.5 years ago about the possibility of building a stadium, and the stadium was called Emerald City.
Should be done by now then.
Yeah, it should be. But I think still it's kind of back to where it's all at the end of the day. We all know what the issue is. The issue is money. That's what the issue is. And basically what it comes down to, Mr. Fisher, who is the majority owner, stake owner of the A's, doesn't want to spend the money. Okay. Now, mind you, Mr. Fisher, I believe he owns the Gap. Okay. So this is
I
not
never
a
liked that store.
yeah. Well, no, I'll tell you something. You gotta be honest, the Gap has some pretty decent product. My point that I'm getting at is that this is not about Mr. Fisher not having the money to do it. Okay. This is about Mr. Fisher not providing the money to do it. And the reason why is because this has been Mr. Fisher's MO. Okay. Every time when it comes to the A's, he doesn't spend any money. Okay. And that's the reason why to this day, the A's have the lowest pay scale in the MLB. And they've had it for some time.
So the MLB made a mistake. They should have sent out a statement saying, due to the circumstances in Oakland and with the Oakland Athletics, we need to move on from the owner of the Oakland Athletics and find an owner that actually wants to invest back into their product, to build a better product, to make more money. But when so that should have been the message. And, City of Oakland, hey, let's get it together. But it sucks. It's terrible. Like,
Yeah, it is. It really is, because it shows that, the team and the fan base, they're providing the love. Okay. You see the love on the field by the way the A's play. You see the love from the fan base because
committed.
There's two fan bases in this Bay Area that are just downright loyal. I say two, but really there's three. Okay. And that would be the A's, extremely loyal, of course, the Dubs, okay, and the 49ers, the faithful. Those three franchises, they got fan bases no matter what happens on the field. They will sell tickets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those fan bases are loyal to them. They don't care what they do on their field. They could lose for the next 5 seasons and they would still buy tickets. Okay. So what does it tell you? It tells you it might be time, Mr. Fisher, and listen, Mr. Fisher, listen to our show. Listen to what I'm telling you right now. It might be time for you to put some of that money back into the team. You've been getting money from how long now? You got 7 championships. Okay. And have they been competitive? That's not in question. So, hey, be a good owner, invest a little money into the team, help get the stadium done, and let's be done with this.
Does he even care about baseball? Does he even go to the games and sit there in the luxury boxes and eat peanuts? Does he even go? I don't even see the guy. And listen, I'm all for, like, I think owners shouldn't be in the mix of the team's operations day to day, but, like, it's nice to see him every once in a while. It's nice to see Jerry Jones, as crazy as he is every once in a while. It's nice to see Jed York every once in a while, or mess around with the media and tweets. It's every once in a while. But, like, does this guy even like baseball?
That is the $164,000 question, because I tell you something, I've never seen him at a game ever. I've never seen him. I've watched a couple of A's games in my time, and I've never seen the captions where they say, Fisher, the owner of the A's, and they do the whole wording, and then get a picture of him, right? I've never seen it. Never seen it.
So there it is. Like, that's a person and that may not necessarily care about his employees, but it definitely says it's a person that does not care about his customers, the consumers, the fans. Does not care. Zero cares given in that on that side of it. And those are the people that pay all the bills, the consumer. Right. So you crap on the consumer long enough, at some point they're just not going to take it. And this may be it. Like, if they go somewhere else, they're going to have to start over from scratch. They're not going to have a fan base that's going to follow them like Raider fans followed their team down to Las Vegas.
Yeah, we got to be realistic. The A's are not a national. They're not a worldwide brand like the Raiders. So
No, you start all over from scratch. And why would you do that when you have a built-in base here that you just need to nourish and take care of?
right.
Really.
And with that, man, Matt, you got the last word tonight. By the way, we're going to be having A's and Giants t-shirts for people who subscribe. So if you subscribe, you get some collateral to take with you.
Some swag.
That's right, some swag. So I'm Richard the Razor Young. He's Matt None the Wiser. This is GameFace. You can come in here. You can put your feet up. You can even have a drink. But if you do, you better have your game face on.